one has to go along the path to Nibbana slow and steadily, step by step. Slow means not in a hurry, patiently. Steadily means alert, neither being too inactive nor too active. This idea Buddha expressed in a discourse called Ogatarna Sutta that comes in the volume 1 of Samyutta Nikaya. That is the first discourse in that. Buddha said, as an answer to a question raised by a deity, how he crossed the torrent of mental defilements, the thought process, because it is enlightenment is the ending of thought process. The Buddha asked how he went beyond that torrent of thoughts. They are coming as a flood, strong flood, one after the other. Then the word used by the Buddha, appatittam anavya. Appatittam is not just keeping standing. Anavyam is not making an effort. That means neither inactive nor active. It means being alert, slow and steadily. Alert means steadily to travel it. And step by step, in that path, as along a normal path that we travel or walk, it is by lifting one step that we take the next step. Therefore, whenever you take a new step in the path of Nirvana, you have to lift the step, the previous step. That is poetically saying, not getting attached to anything in the path of Nibbana. Non-attachment. Detachment is the basic principle in the path to Nirvana, and Nirvana is the final detachment, giving up all attachments. Enlightenment is nothing but the complete cessation of all attachments. In Pali it is called Tannakaya, the root cause of attachment, the mental thirst for pleasure, and also mental thirst to get rid of pains, positive desire to get pleasure, negative desire to draw away pleasure, set aside pain. Pain we have to push, pleasure we have to pull, pushing and pulling. And that we experience as our greed and hatred. Greed means pulling things. Hatred means pushing things that we dislike. The main reason for all our suffering is our attachment to things. That is what Buddha has expressed in all his discourses. To free our mind from attachment, in the path to Nirvana, enlightenment also, we have to practice mentally getting detached from what we are attached to. And ultimately, we have to get detached from our attachment to Nirvana also, the supreme bliss. As long as we are attached to enlightenment, we can never get enlightened. Therefore, it is lifting this step by step. In the normal practice, we start with, as the Buddha's first advice for the first 20 years of his vision, he says, Sabba papas akarana. Refrain from doing evil. Kusala supsampada. Allow wholesome mental to come in, doing merits. And Sachitta Pariyodapana, purify your mind. And in the basic 5 discipline precepts given to laymen traveling on the path to Nirvana, Buddha said there are 5 precepts. So, Veramani, getting detached. The superficial meaning of Panatapata Veramani means not giving up the attachment, the habit to killing others, harming others. Adinadana Veramani, that means giving up, getting detached from your attachment to stealing, robbing. Kamasimichachara, that is getting detached from your attachment to sexual misconduct. Musavada, getting detached from your attachment to lies and so on. Therefore, refraining from evil means also a detachment. Taking the step we have taken already for evil doings through words, deeds and thoughts. Getting detached from evil that we are attached to. After that, the mind becomes meritorious, good, wholesome, and you might get attached even to that good mind, your discipline, your sila. You have to get detached from that attachment too. That is called Sachitta Pariyodapana. Purifying the mind. In the discourse of the known as Ratavinita Sutta, that comes in the Majjhima Nikaya, that also volume 1 on page 362. There is a discourse between the Buddha's chief disciple called Mahasariputta Thero and another disciple called Mantaniputta Thero. Sariputta Thero asked certain questions and Reverend Mantaniputta Thero gave his answers. Then one question is, why do you engage in purifying your discipline? That is called Sila Visuddhi. Purifying means making it more and more perfect. You see, just to purify a mind. Sila means, discipline means there are sila, oral and physical discipline. That is refraining from evil deeds and evil words, harmful words and harmful deeds. Why do we practice that? Because from that I want to step into purifying my mind, purify words and deeds, and then Chitta Visuddhi, I want to purify my mind. Then after that, why do you purify your mind? Because after that, I want to purify Ditti Visuddhi, prejudices. Purify mind, removing my prejudices, preconceived notions, and so on. And in that, a simile is given in the path Nirvana. You are traveling as if we are traveling in a vehicle, and from that vehicle you get down and get into some other vehicle after some distance. This is what happened in the days of the Buddha. The vehicles were drawn not by engines, but by horses and bulls. And after some time, when the animal get tired, or when you go to a particular destination, when the carter or the person dealing with the vehicle or driver of the vehicle is resting with the animals, you have to get down and get into another vehicle. That vehicle also, you get down from that and get into another vehicle. And he referred to the 7 purification of the mind is similar to taking 7 vehicles to travel from one city to another city. That poetical simile shows that every discipline, every step, we have to leave to take the next step as in our normal traveling. They are also we are practicing detachment. In that practice, as I mentioned at the beginning in the Ogatana Sutra, Buddha said, you have to be neither inactive nor too active, but steady, slow and steady, step by step. And lastly, you are not taking a step to enlightenment, it is a leap, the last step, giving up everything. And after that, you leave not only your mental existence, but also your physical existence at Paranibbana, the final passing away. Thereafter, there is no rebirth. To get enlightened, to reach that stage, Buddha said, you have to give your attachment even to my teaching, even to Dhamma, even your attachment to the final bliss called Nirvana. This Buddha, in a poetical way expressed in the sutra called Alagadupama Sutra, the discourse. That also comes in the Majjhima Nikaya, volume 1, it is on page 324. He said, take my teaching as a boat to cross this existence called Samsara. But once you reach the shore, you have to leave the boat. Don't try to carry it over your shoulders or over your head. You have to give up my Dhamma too. This happens even in the first stage of enlightenment. First stage called Sotapanna in Pali. It means, translated in English as stream winner stage, where you get to the stream that goes direct into Nirvana. In the Ratana Sutra, the discourse, it is said, after you get into that Sotapanna stage, you are not born for the 8th time. Nate bhavang attamang adiyanti. Before you are reborn for the 8th time, you get finally enlightened, the final stage. In the very first stages, 3 natures in yourself get dropped completely. One is the idea of I, Sakkaya Ditthi, that you are a separate being. Vicikicca, the doubt whether you will be enlightened or not, your doubts about. You are quite clear about, and you are quite sure about getting enlightened. And that is called Vichikicha. The most important Silabhata Paramasa, the practices, discipline for enlightenment. That is, Paramasa means getting attached. Don't get attached to any discipline, any practice. That doesn't mean to give up practice. Practice can be there. They happen automatically, naturally, and genuinely. Not we are doing it because after that stage, in Ratana Sutra it is said, Chachabi Thanani Ababbo Katum. All your sense organs become unable to do anything because there is no doer. Your idea of self is extinct at that stage, and when there is no doer, there is nothing done. Things happen automatically, naturally, spontaneously. Without doing anything, that means appatittang anahuyam, without making an effort, or without being idle. You are alert and steady, and you get enlightened. And that most important thing is getting detached from everything. Because the Buddha, all our suffering is due to our attachment. The attachment to pleasure, the thirst for pleasure is called kamatanha, the cause for our suffering. The attachment to certain patterns of pleasure that we like is called bhavatanha. We want it to happen in the way we want it. Our thirst for not happening of things that we dislike is called vibhavatanha in that discourse itself. Tanha is the cause of attachment, the thirst for enjoyment, pleasure, happiness, bliss. Nirvana is supposed to be supreme bliss, but there is no happiness, no unhappiness in Nirvana. And Nirvana is also can be achieved only after eliminating all attachments step by step. In normal practice, you start with the first step, abstaining from evil deeds, words, and thoughts, activities. Then your mind turns to be free from evil, wholesome, good-natured, blissful, disciplined. And don't get attached to that also. Get detached from that and purify the mind from little defilements that you get in the mind. Sachitta pariyodapana, etam buddhana sasana. And as I mentioned, final step is a leap because no more attachment, no more step taken after that. From that, you are passing away into an eternity, free from samsara, beyond time and bound. Anantam means beyond space. Akalikam means, in Pali, beyond time. That means eternity. You get dissolved in the eternity after enlightenment. Not really after enlightenment, because after enlightenment also, you may be living for some time. At the end at the end of the life, that is called parinibbana, at the final passing away, you are no more confined to time and space. Confined to space means you don't become a separate unit in this space called I, not a separate being. Beyond space and beyond time means you are not limited by time, lifespan. We live with a limited time. We live in a limited space. But the mentality of enlightenment is beyond space and time. Therefore, there is no attachment. Now, we get attached to something, things that are beyond our limit. For attachment, there should be separation from you and the other. But after enlightenment, there is no separation from time and space. You get dissolved in time and space. Up to enlightenment, you are like a drop. And at the enlightenment, the drop get dropped into the ocean, boundless ocean, and get dissolved in the boundless ocean. Then thereafter, you are no more there after separate unit of water, as a water drop. Though the water drop is not there, you can't say you are not there, because you have become part and parcel of that eternity. Eternity is space and time. That means with no boundaries. When there is no boundary, there is no attachment. Always attachment is there when there is a boundary. To reach that stage, you leave one step in your path to Nirvana and take the next step, and leave that step and take the next step. It's a gradual process of renunciation. Ultimate renunciation, ultimate giving up, ultimate detachment is from the enlightenment itself. Getting enlightened is the final cessation of all our attachment. Buddhist practice is to get detached from attachment. Attachment, we are get attached to both the evil and the good. Getting attached to evil means we are getting attached to bad things, bad karma, bad habits, bad words, bad thoughts. Give up them, then you may get attached to good thoughts, good deeds, and good words. Don't get attached to that also. That is the next step. And the final step is a leap. You are not attached even to the final bliss called Nirvana. Thus, the path to Nirvana is step by step, lifting one step to take the next step, lifting that step to take the next step, and so on. And finally, you lift the step and not to take any more steps. There is a leap, final leap, beyond space and bound. And you get dissolved in the eternity of time and space.